Hey, what's up guys? Lockard here with a really quick, really fun build video on Magsork. Alright, let's hop right into it. We're running Valken Skoria. Yeah, this is a dot build. It's really fun. You may not win tourneys with this build, but it's super awesome. So we're running Bloodthorn only on our front bar. We're using the double dot poisons for obvious reasons. And we're running Lich on our back bar. And you'll notice on the double dot poisons, there's actually 3 dots that pop up for whatever reason. Maybe someone can explain that to me in the comments. We're running infuse on the big pieces, impin on the smaller pieces. Everything's full spell damage. You can take a look at the character sheet. It's not too bad, considering Lich isn't procced. We're running Witch Mothers. You don't have to run this. You can run Tristats. You can survive just fine. Running the Mage Mundus. So here's our bar setup. It's pretty typical. It's just like my other builds. You really don't have to change too much. The only thing that we're really changing is putting the double dot poisons, well, technically triple dot poisons on our weapons, and that's not too cheesy in my opinion. Even in duels, I mean, it's just a little bit extra dot damage. It's no different than running a Daedric enchantment or a spell power buff. Anyway, we got 3 wards on the back bar. One of our really strongest dot is actually lightning form, so you definitely want to slot this. Our last slot's kind of his flex spot. You really don't need dark conversion. He just sustains just fine. Running meteor just for a little bit extra burst combo. You can run streak if you want to instead of dark conversion. Totally up to you guys. Jump right into the champion system. We got 15 points in the warlord. These are very arbitrary values, by the way. You can mix and match. 10% in Arcanus, 10% in the mooncalf. Next tree, we're running we got 16% of the tumbling, 15% in blah blah blah, and 14% in blah. 22% in Elfborn, 26 erosion, 11 Ellie expert. We got 66 in Master at Arms, 22%. It's you don't really have to change this build up too much, guys, from my other builds. It functions just the same. 22% Ironclad, 6 and 7 just make the character sheet look better if you had a defending staff. Got some extra points in the light armor. We got 19, blah blah blah. Very typical from our last build. So the reason we have points in disease earlier is because in the next patch I'm probably running a disease enchantment on my back bar, just because it's gonna be really good. The healing debuff. You just take a look at the character sheet, kind of everything in resistance out. Again, you probably want a defending staff. I just have charge, just whatever I had on me. I did include some clips, to just show you guys this is pretty viable. I mean, these are only duels. I didn't really have much time to do any open world. These are just a couple of the really fun duels I had. It applies a lot of pressure. And a couple of things I'm really not doing here. You need to be butt humping them with your lightning form because you're missing dots. See, I'm just out of the range. That's mistakes on my part. It's just getting used to the build. But typically, have your lightning form up, be butt humping the shit out of them as if you're a DK, just dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge around them. See, I didn't mean to burst him, and he just fucking died. This is kind of a longer video. I kind of put this in to showcase how often Skoria does proc, even without having a lot of dot skills on our bar. The triple dot, you see the skull above China's head, that little whatever that comes from the poisons. I'm not exactly sure what that is. It doesn't say it in the tooltip, but it still counts as a dot, whatever the fuck it is. So essentially those poisons have 3 dots. It's pretty awesome. Our DJing counts as a dot. Our lightning form counts as a dot. So it's 5 dots systematically you'll have up on it. That's plenty enough to keep Skoria proc, more than enough, as you can see here. It's procking every, 5 or so seconds. We do go on a bit of a dry spell later here. And this is kind of also the reason you don't want to run fucking dark conversion. Just heavy resto every now and then. Notice I'm not even using pots to keep anything up. This is just dry bones, like just nothing. I'm not even worried about my Magicka recovery at this point. I'm just spamming spells. I'm not even concerned. That's one of the most fun things about this build is. Like I say, a little bit of a dry spell. It's just typical RNG. We do have Dawnbreaker, even though it's bugged as shit right now. You can roll dodge it. Super annoying. I have it just to apply another dot for a few seconds. You could potentially run Soul Assault. I mean, I'm against a Sorcerer. I don't think that's a very good idea. Another idea for a dot instead of Dark Conversion, you can actually use Soul Trap. Soul Trap is a pretty lengthy dot itself, and if you're in open world, if you take the morph that applies it to like an area, It's actually pretty decent. You have a few people jump on you, you just use it, and it applies like a, I don't know, 10, 11 second dot to everyone. That's pretty good, to be honest. I mean, as a sorcerer, you're pretty limited on dots anyway. You have to kind of mix and match from the destro tree, and try to be thrifty about it. But Degens and lightning form with these triple poisons is perfectly fine to keep Skoria up. So you got a nice little disintegration proc there. All right, thanks guys.